What's up? It's your boy Mariah with another video, and today we're gonna be talking about manifestation. Manifesting. We're trying to manifest. We trying to we trying to make our situation different than what it is. Manifesting, using a train of thought to kind of like jog that into your cipher. You want to start to make certain moves. You hanging with 4, 5 broke people, and you gonna be the 6th or 7th broke one. Manifest. You got to be around people that represent something that you want to try to be like. The saying, birds of a feather flock together. You got to be able to put yourself in different situations so that the outcome may be different. You got to put yourself in different situations so that the outcomes may be different. Me, for instance, just using me as an example, I remember when I went to try to start the studio, and I wanted to get out the crib with doing the music. I was doing music in the basement forever, and I wanted to get out the crib with it. So I started just making different moves. I started, instead of recording so much at the crib, I would go to somebody's studio, professional studio. Then me and Steve, we started linking. We started running back and forth to Atlanta. Well, we started going back and forth to Atlanta, doing those little shows. And then I continued to go back and forth to Atlanta, meeting up with C Sharp and all the engineers and everybody that I linked up with down there. Even going to Paducah, linking up with Ghost. Shout out Ghost. He's hard as hell. White boy, cold on them beats, boy. Cold as hell. But I used to go up there, and I placed myself in different situations, and everybody I was around, they had their own building or they had their own, labels and everything. So it wasn't like I would be around somebody that would potentially hold me back from trying to get what I was trying to accomplish. I'm around, 4, 5 people that's about something. So eventually it became to the point to where, I had the studio. And it's crazy because that whole journey was kind of botched from the beginning, but just manifestation. When you mentally locked in, knowing that this is the lane you get ready to jump in, and you fully committed to it, and you know what you're trying to accomplish, can't nothing deter you. I had all type of people that I was dealing with at that time that really wasn't about as much as I was, and you could see the difference from manifestation. I went from sitting in the crib playing the PlayStation all day, not really doing too much, just raising my kids, going back and forth to, whatever the schools and whatever little jobs they'll give me, to trying to solidify this. I had a conversation with this guy, Sean Crowdis. If you ever come across these, brother, shout out to you, because I want you to understand, you motivated me. We had a meeting, a cookout. It was another guy. This is manifestation. It was another guy we had all been trying to do music with. I ain't gonna say his name, but it's another guy we was all trying to do music with. And he kind of got on some funny shit. And I did a cookout at the crib just to try to see where everybody's heads at and all this. I wasn't never thinking about no record labels. I was just engineering and recording and shit at the crib. And they all come to the crib, and he hit me. He was like, "Hey, bro, have you ever thought about like trying to run a label or be like a CEO or something?" And I'm like, "Nah." I'm like, "Said I was just trying to rap." He was like, "Yeah, but you can still rap and put your music out then your own way, And I was like, "Damn, I ain't never think about that." He was like, "Yeah, because you got it. You got it. You got the hospitality, the entertaining, and all that." I was like, "For real?" He was like, "Yeah." So it kind of shocked me, and we had a serious conversation, and I wish that my attitude was better. This is why you want to surround yourself around people that's trying to be on the same stuff like you, because my attitude was so shitty dealing with the people I was dealing with. Like, I won't lie, it's still kind of, messed up now, but dealing with the shady people that I was dealing with, it made it hard for me to have healthy friendships with other people, because I would assume that, okay, well, he did that, and now he's on the same type of stuff as this person, not realizing that I was projecting onto them, not realizing that it was me with the issue, not them. And I ran a lot of people away with that because of the flawed friends that I had, not surrounding myself by like-minded people when it came time for me to pursue my career. And just I think about all of this. Anybody that's ever went away and did some time and all of that stuff, and you yourself, all of the chances that we take in the streets and the stuff that we do when we get banged up and we gone for extended periods of time, and we come back, the friendships ain't the same. The partners that we used to be real tight with, that we used to hang around with and everything, it's not the same. We don't be wanting to do the same stuff. We don't have the same ambition towards some of the friends are still, day ones, because, they might not have been able to look out for you or whatever in that situation, but they might have been there mentally for you, checking on you, writing little letters, or, putting a little money on the phone, whatever the case may be. I'm just saying the friendships ain't the same once that vacation is over. Once you come back home, the friendship ain't the same. The people that you was once around, you really don't have the urge to be around them no more. Only a fool would. Somebody that's not trying to change their situation. Okay, I'm getting a little hot on her, but only a fool would. Somebody not trying to change their situation. Of course, they're going to continue that cycle. They're going to continue that cycle of dealing with the same people, having the same results, expecting something different. The insanity of it all, doing the same shit, expecting it to end a different way. It will never end a different way if you're doing the same shit. It's going to end the same way it did last time. The only difference is sometimes it may lead to somebody being, deceased. So you have to tell yourself, why wait until that moment and then try to surround yourself around new-minded, like-minded people or different people, instead of doing it before that situation comes? When you the only one, don't be that only smart dude around a bunch of dumb dudes. You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait until after that situation in order to change the people around you. You should change the people around you before then, in order to accomplish what you accomplish or what you trying to accomplish. Like, say, for instance, you going into painting. You want to be around other painters. You want to be around successful painters so that you can learn, like, hey, what did you do with this, or what did you do with that, or how did you, what about, you want to surround yourself around the same type of stuff you trying to be a part of, the same stuff that you're doing. You don't want to be that dude that, you chasing music and all your homies and stuff in the streets don't nobody take nothing serious or none of that. Y'all all in the streets. Well, you could potentially lose it all. And it'll be crazy for an investor. Like I used to tell the people when I was doing music, the little young cats, when I was, running the labels and stuff, I used to tell them, why would I put all type of money behind you and buying beats and doing all this engineering and studio sessions and everything when you out here in these streets thugging? You know what I'm saying? You out here doing what you doing. Like, everything that I'm putting into you, pause. You out here in these streets thugging. Everything that I'm putting into you, or let me see. Now we ain't gonna say it. I used to tell these artists when I was doing music, why would I invest all this time, money, and energy into you when you in the streets? You thugging. Like, I could potentially take a loss any day. You could end up deceased or in jail with hockey numbers. You can't predict what's gonna happen when you out there gambling like that. You don't know. It's not. I got all type of homies that thought they were super duper smart in a box. I got all type of homies that thought they were super duper smart in a cage. What people don't think about when thugging and hustling and doing what you're doing out there, you got to get it right every time. Every time you hustling, excuse me being so hot, every time you hustling, you got to get it right. The police got to get it right once. One time. That's all they got to do. Get it right once. So when you start to understand things like these, it don't be worth it. It don't be worth it. Sometimes it might be a little bit difficult, or it might be extremely difficult to get there. Everybody that has become successful, you know, everybody ain't an over the night story, but many people that has become successful, they'll tell you it was a fight to get her. You know, man, people don't know the half of what I went through to get her. It's a but it's what builds character. You have to manifest what you want in life, and it starts with a thought. It starts with a thought like, okay, if I want to be a millionaire, I'm gonna hang around other millionaires or people that's on their way to being millionaires, people with drive, people with hustle. If I'm the only one that want to be a millionaire out of the 5, 6 dudes that I hang with, then I know 9 times out of 10, if I anything that I get, they gonna want something. They gonna want something. They gonna want a piece of whatever it is. And friendships, black, white, whatever creed you are, nobody understands no except a Latino. Latinos, I feel like they community is so strong. You could tell, you know, somebody could be like, "No, I can't do it this week," and they'd be like, "It's okay, thank you, buddy. Try it next week." But white, black, any other culture, you tell somebody no, you tell somebody no. My God, boy, you the fakest person in the world. You know what I'm saying? They don't, they don't understand that. It's like you owe them yeses. That's why you want to surround yourself around like-minded people. You want to surround yourself around people that's on the same thing that you own. It ain't nothing personal. You know what I'm saying? I got all type of buddies that'll tell you. They used to ask me, "Damn, bro, you don't hang out with me. You don't ride no more with me." And nothing. Because y'all out there, like I told him, you police pull us over, we all gone. Why would I ride with you and take that chance when I don't need to? Why? Like, why? Why would I? You think I want to hang out with you so bad that I'm willing to go to jail to hang out with you? Like, nah. Why do you have to ride like this? Why do we have to ride like this? It's pointless. It's stupid. Like, that goes to that episode where I was talking about getting past pride. Like, we don't understand sometimes these friendships and shit, you know, that we be holding on to. Manifest. Put yourself in a situation, man. Man, change your cipher. Get the if ain't nobody around you about nothing, you gotta get on. You gotta get around somebody that's about something, because that not being about nothing gonna rub off on you. It's gonna rub off on you, and you ain't gonna be about nothing. What's them brain gummies? You need to start taking some Nerva or something, Naruva, whatever it's called. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Need to get you some of them brain gummies, so that you can get something on your mind. You know, get some type of motivation behind you, because just trying to be down with people and not having a goal in what y'all going in life nowadays, man, that's some lame, that's some loser stuff. You know, manifest. Put yourself in positions that you want to be in. Surround yourself around people that you want to be like. If you in a relationship, you don't ask nobody that's single for advice. You don't take your problems to somebody that's single, because what the hell can they tell you about your relationship? They don't have a relationship. There's nothing successful about them and partners. It's almost just lust or friends with benefit thing right there. You can't ask nobody that's single relationship advice, because they're not in a relationship. Now you got that grandparent or somebody old that might be a widow or that lost someone or something. Yeah, you can ask them. You can get honest feedback from your grandmother or somebody that's been together 60 years. That's somebody you want to get information from. Somebody you would ask, like, what was it? You know, how did y'all do this? Or, you know, when you felt this way, what did you can't get that from nobody that's single, because the person that's single, the shit failed. It didn't work out. Their relationship did not work out. So that advice that they trying to give you, it's pointless. It's not credible advice. We have to understand that sometimes when you would have your friend, you know, especially I got to get on this, especially women in relationships that involve their friends all the time. You want to take everything to your friend. When you taking stuff to your friends, you need to be thinking to yourself, does this friend have a man? Would this friend understand? Because a lot of shit that these friends give you on the feedback might have you single. Because it's like, oh, no, I'm not going to take that. I won't stand for that. Well, that's why you don't have a man. That's why you living by yourself. And some people choose to live their life like that. Some people You know, they just manifest a negative energy and don't nobody want to be around it. That's all it is. It ain't it ain't gotta be you per se. Don't beat yourself up because somebody don't accept you, or somebody takes it the hard way because you choosing yourself, you choosing healthiness, mental health over a toxic situation. Man, you don't owe nobody nothing to go through no shit like that. And it'd be hard for me trying to get some of my friends and family to understand, don't nobody got to do that toxic shit with you. People don't see that hanging out with you in the streets at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, it's no good for me if I'm trying to be productive. If I'm out at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and we doing something, we being productive, that's a different story. But if we just out 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, just drinking and bullshitting, like, that's not me. At one point in time, I used to be that dude trying to be out there, turned up with everybody, having fun and everything. When we go on the vacations and the trips, we spend thousands of dollars on the trips and come back with $100, $200 to our name. Like, I'm done with that. I've been so far away from that so many years. And as you can see in the results, it's just my train of thought manifesting different things, moving in different situations. It's changed my life. You know what I'm saying? I got a son. I got, all type of other shit. I ain't even gonna go through it, but I'm doing this. I'm at the point to where I could do this. I done went from doing this with cameras. I done went from doing this on the phones, having phones, to having an actual camera now. Like, so you see the process. And you don't see me around too many people. You don't see me thugging. Like, you see me pull up on homies and have conversations with them and all that. But I'm more so behind the scenes. I'm more so behind the scenes. I pull up on people that are trying to be about something. And if I feel like the way that things may be going is going to potentially ruin my situation, or hurt me, put me in any type of danger, then I push out. I'm gonna choose me before I choose loyalty to anybody else. I don't care. My family, my family and my kids, yeah. But I'm gonna choose me before I choose any friend or family member or whatever out here that feels like they should come before me in a situation that has to deal with me. I'm gonna say again, so that I'm not confusing y'all. I'm going to choose me in a situation when it comes to me and somebody else, when it's a situation that affects me. I'm not going to choose. If you put me in a situation that makes me uncomfortable, I'm not going to try to make you comfortable with the choice you just left me with. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way that we should feel like this is normal. You with your homie, and he do something reckless. In our community, we feel like it's you the realest person in the world by going to jail with him, not saying nothing, taking the time, even though you didn't do shit. You the realest person in the world for doing that. Like, no, you not. You stupid. You a sucker. I don't care how you paint that picture. That's why I tell you to manifest. Be around people that are like-minded. Birds of a feather flock together. If there's no other way around it, create an environment that you're comfortable living in. Don't create an environment based off of the perception around you, like how you want people to think you doing or how you want people to think shit is. Like, build an environment that you comfortable living in, that at the end of the day, when you wake up every day, you can say to yourself that, yeah, I'm confident that if I was to die tomorrow, I'll be straight. A lot of us ain't even did no living, been outside the city or nothing, and feel like if we die tomorrow that they happy and they good with where they done made it in life. When you ain't gave it no effort. We don't realize the oppression that we pass on because of our lack of knowledge. Our lack of education. We hate the man that'll read the book, but we don't want to read shit. And I'm talking about it's serious. I'm talking about it's so serious to where You have tons of people from my community. Y'all all do this. We all guilty of it. Me, myself, I'm guilty of it. But nonetheless, I got tons of books that I've read, but we'll buy something, open it up, and won't even read the manual. We'll start putting some stuff together. And see there's something wrong, and then go look at the manual. Be like, so how's this go? Like, we don't read. And we don't think about that little thing when it comes to a situation. We don't, building that bike is a situation. If you'd have got that book and read that book first, or just skimmed through the book as you're doing it, you would have completed it a little smoother. It'd have been effortless. You would have knew where everything went. But when you don't have a book, like in life, there's no book to life. What do you do when the situation goes wrong? When you put something on backwards, or what do you do in life? That's what I'm saying. So you have to think like, you have to do what I'll say, like evasive thinking, preventative thinking. Think about like driving down the street and you see somebody like they swerving, you be like, what the hell? What are they doing? You know what I'm saying? Like that type of train of thought. You gotta think ahead. So that's why I come to manifestation. Put yourself in circles that you want to be in. If you want to be a Casanat, hang around people like Casanat. You want to be a Scott Storch beat producer, Young Keo, one of these dudes making beats. Surround yourself around people that make beats. Surround yourself around what you want to be in. If you not with the street shit, don't surround yourself around street shit. You not lame because you don't want to be out there doing the dumb shit, turning up on demon time and all that. Like, nah, that shit is what's lame. Because if you look at these videos and all this, some of the stuff that these kids doing nowadays is fucking just brainless. It's brainless. No thoughts going into it whatsoever. Dudes are crashing out over women as if there ain't more women in the world. Like this is the Last of Us, or I Am Legend, and this is the last woman on earth, and they crash out over it. I'm saying this. The real reality to a crash out over a woman or over a man, you didn't have them, so that's why you crashed out. You didn't have the full divided attention or whatever. They was cheating and whatever, and you crashed out. Well, when you crash out, you still ain't gonna have them. How do we feel good by losing everything on crashing out? That's an oppression. That's a oppressed mind state. And that's why I be trying to say to people, I be trying to be a voice or trying to be something different to educate people, dog. Like me personally, I don't give a damn what nobody thinks. I'm not going through none of that shit with you. I'm not, if I feel for one molecular second that you gonna hold me back or cause me some type of flack, man, I'm out there. I'm gone. I ain't got no time for it. Because when I was going through what I was going through to come from that rut, I remember, drinking big gallons, going to get the gallons of Patron and shit, getting ripped in there, drunk, struggling, going through everything. Nobody even called me to see how I was doing. Nobody even messaged me to say hello or anything. But when they would do something and I react, oh, they got all type then. They got all type of everything. Nobody once asked me, bruh, you all right? The only person that did, and maybe she see this episode. Maybe she watch it all the way through one day. But Cornella, Big Q, that's my dog. That's one friendship that I regret, because when I was at my low, when I was at the lowest in my life, nobody knew but her. I was sleeping in the studio and everything. Nobody knew, but she did. And she was coming over bringing me plates and food and everything and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I stopped being around some of the people I was around, and to keep it real, Q was one of the first people that I started being around when I started like my manifestation of putting myself in a different environment. I had put myself in a different environment once I met the dude John. And then he became super weird. And I started, trying to see what them women in there had going on, because I knew that some of them just needed a nigga with some, some they had a little drive or whatever behind them. I done a lot of stuff for people that I never got compensated for. And when the reality sets in that I wasn't surrounding myself around people that had the same type of agenda that I had, I fell out with everybody. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what nobody say. Everything that I had going on with a lot of people, every fallout was about money. It wasn't about me talking crazy. It wasn't about my attitude, how everybody won't make it seem like it's... No, it was about money. You can't tell me how to take something when everybody that know me, all my people that know me, man, y'all know I was busting my ass. Y'all know I done painted suites. I done installed shit. I done remodeled homes. I done cut grasses. I done did all computer graphics, programs. I done did all type of shit for free. You don't see people tagging me, posting my name, or even sharing my shit. But that's why I stopped dealing with so many niggas in the hood with that oppressed ass mind state, because they don't see that. All they see is when you stop putting out, and it's a problem. Like, damn, bro, what's the problem? What's the problem? Like, I manifest. I'm out here. The only reason I'm here is to surround myself around like-minded people trying to be productive. Thinking about sleeping with a chick or any of that shit, man, that wasn't on my mind. So the fact that some of the things transpired the way that they did, and I don't speak to people no more and all that because of whatever went down, I don't give no fucks. I'm not hurt, or the only person I'm hurt that I took shit out on was Quinella. I lashed out on her in a lot of situations because she was my partner. Like, it was the only person I talked to. I was struggling, going through all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was taking showers in a building and then going down queues sometimes taking showers. Like, people don't understand the lows that I was at. So I promise you what I'm saying is true. What I'm telling you is facts. When you stop feeling like you gotta be a real person to everybody around you that ain't got shit, you will start to have something. Because I promise you, they do have something. It's just that people spend it frivolously. People got alcohol habits. People like to travel and go out of other places and spend their last on a vacation. And, people got drug problems, pill problems. People got all type of vices that they ain't telling you about. They just doing whatever they doing and expecting, because you in their life as a friend, to be a part of the shenanigans. Like, nah, I'm not. I don't care what you got going on. I'm going to tell your ass no. I know when to cut it off, and I'm not going to feel bad. I'm not going to feel bad. You're not going to oppress me or depress me into, I said oppress or depress, yes. You're not going to place me in that mind state because I don't want to live my life the way you live in your life. Like, I'm going to do it different next time. My next life, I'm going to do it totally different. I'm just going to go and live this out, get this over with. Like, that's how they out here living. Like, you going to get another chance to do it different. Nah. I move the way I move because of how I'm trying to get, where I'm trying to get. I want ownership. I want passive income. I want shit set up for my kids, even though I don't fuck with a lot of my kids. My other 3 kids, my daughter, I miss you dearly. But my other kids, I ain't got time for that shit y'all going through. You know what I'm saying? I'm still the same Mariah, but I just have a different train of thought. Don't let this King Remy shit fool you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still the same Mariah. I just have a different train of thought. I'm on some more positive shit. I'm manifesting. I'm taking the stuff that my instructors and teachers used to talk to me about, and I'm trying to put it towards something. I used to be the first one in all my communications classes to give my speech in front of the whole class and everything. Like, I ain't never been that dude shy to get up there or afraid of embarrassment. I'm not afraid to raise my hand thinking I know the answer, saying the wrong answer, because I know I'm gonna get the right one if I'm wrong. A lot of people have so much pride in situations, and they will never be able to manifest because of that pride. That pride will stop them from being in a situation that would potentially benefit them. So they wouldn't even be surrounded by they wouldn't even put themselves in a circle with the right people. Those dudes that go to work, do what they supposed to do, or whatever the fuck it is. They call them squares or lames, but the dude out there doing dumb shit, ripping and running the streets, that's them fast women attracted to that have no loyalty. You know, when soon as you out the way, she's on to the next. That's what it is. Like, nah, that's not gonna be me. That's not gonna be my narrative. Like, I'm past that. Manifest. Put the energy out in life that you want to get back. Don't be on some of this lame shit that a lot of these people be on. You don't have to. It don't make you a bad person because you don't want to be around him. You could have known him all your life, but you know he's not about nothing. If he's not about nothing, it don't make you a bad person because you put some distance between you and them. We have to get out of that mind state of thinking that we have to stay oppressed with a person. Like, we not chained in. That I never believed in chains in the first place. That's why we are the only culture that suffers the way we suffer, because we don't think about stuff like this. Like, nah, bro, come up out of that mentality, bro. Come up out of that. Get up out of that. Stop feeling like you owe a loyalty to somebody that's headed nowhere. Put people in your life that got shit you striving to, you know, goals and aspirations. Like, yeah, I want some shit like that. Like, they got a nice ass house. I want a nice house like that, or, you know, whatever it is. Not to mimic somebody else. Just say you want those type of things that drive. You want to live peaceful, healthy, comfortable. You want to travel. You want to have passports. You want to get on a plane. You want to do things. You don't want to just be in the hood struggling. You know, manifest. Put different scenarios in your life that never existed. Cut off some of those people that hold you back, that you know ain't really headed nowhere, that don't have no potential. Everybody has a talent, but what are you going to do with it? Are you going to expect somebody else to promote your talent for you? You going to expect somebody else to come to your house and knock on your door and be like, hey, we're here for the talent. You want to go ahead and show us what you got? And you want to do, like, nah, you niggas is lazy. You niggas sit in the house in the goddamn beds all day, and y'all wonder why people like me don't want to mess with y'all. Because you not going to slow me down. We have to understand this, man. Manifestation. Surround yourself around people that's up at the crack of the dawn trying to get it like you trying to get it if you up at the crack of dawn. Don't be around nobody that get up at 5 and 6 in the afternoon. Now he trying to do something. You winding down because you done been up at the crack of dawn. You done already accomplished all you done accomplished that you needed to get done for the day. What the fuck are they getting ready to get done? We have to understand that. You don't owe no, it's not making you a bad person because you want to go somewhere in life and that person doesn't. Even Jared started walking his ass to Subway, eating those subs, and lost all that weight because he had a train of thought. You know, regardless of what he did afterwards, but he still got his ass up and started walking the Subway. People need to have that same type of train of thought when it comes to you and your feelings because somebody don't want to be around y'all. You ain't about nothing. I don't care what you say. You ain't about nothing. So don't feel bad that you are not dedicating real time to somebody that ain't on nothing. That ain't on nothing. Now, manifest, brother. Put yourself in situations to make your life better. Surround yourself around people that got going on what you trying to have going on, or trying to get. If you trying to be a millionaire, you want to get around other millionaires because it won't be nothing. If you look at, if your mindset on chasing $1 million before you look back, you have 200,000-300,000 in your account. But if you chasing $100, $50, $60, $70, you ain't gonna have shit. Set realistic goals. I'm trying to get $1 million. So when you get to making moves, you making the moves that you make to try to get $1 million. And before you know it, you got 20, 30 sitting here. You got 5 or 10 over here. You got 20, 30 over here. And at the end of the year, it equals up to something nice. Manifest. So I ain't gonna do too much more rambling, but that's it for this episode. Just wanted to tap in with y'all on this one, trying to stay consistent. And as y'all can see, I'm starting to get a little bit more loose with this camera. I'm starting to get my confidence, get comfortable. So yeah, manifestation, man. It's your boy King Remy. Man.